Ready, Lily? Ready? Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Say hi, Lena. Hey, cheese. Do cheese, come mommy. Right here. Wait. Let's see. Do. So for today, I actually have a special surprise. I do have a special guest for today's video, and I also be sharing with you guys my labor and delivery story. So she's too excited, so let me bring her up. Ready? Let's 1, 2, 3. Yay! Say bravo. Bravo! Yay! Yay! Mwah! I did give birth at 39 weeks, which was pretty rare because I guess your first pregnancy you usually give birth later. And oh, 3! Hello? Dad, can you come pick her up? So I did try to film this video with Alina throughout the whole video, but she just wasn't cooperating. So I had to put her down to sleep, but you guys did get to meet her. Obviously, you guys will get to see her in more of my videos as she gets older and everything. So don't be too sad. I know it's just me. It's not that important, but it's okay. If you guys want to keep listening to my labor and delivery story, then just keep on watching. Okay, so I actually do have proof right here. I'm not a bad mom. I think I already told you guys. I just have terrible memory. So Alina was born, obviously, on her birthday, September 3rd, 2019 at 7:52 a.m. She was 19 and 1/4 inches and 7 pounds, 6 ounces. These are her little feet prints. I actually did give birth at 39 weeks. My original due date was September 9th, so it was 09/09/19. So I went to go walk in the sand, and I think it was the night of. I actually went to the hospital. I went to Mary Birch, and originally I was supposed to go to Scripps Mercy because where I would get my prenatal appointments, that clinic is connected to Scripps Mercy, so they had all my information. But everyone was telling me like, oh no, Mary Birch is better, blah, blah, blah. Like, I've had good experience, la, la, la. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna just go try Mary Birch. So I go to Mary Birch that night of, because I think like I thought my water broke, but like I had liquid, but I wasn't really contracting. So I went, and they were just like, oh no, you're not ready. Like, you're not dilated at all. So they sent me back home. And before I left, the doctor was even like, oh, I would recommend you go to Scripps because your clinic is connected to them, so they'll have all your information. But I already knew that. So prior to me going to Mary Birch, I literally printed out a packet of all my information, like all my lab work and everything, for that same reason. And he was just like, no, like, I'd rather blah, blah. And I was like, okay, well, whatever. So the next day, I was actually contracting. Like, that's when it started, and it was getting more consecutive and way more painful. So I was like, okay, today is the day. I was actually tracking my contractions. Shout out to Sara, Daniela, and Oli, because them three were actually helping me the whole day. It was really cute. I think I still have the paper of them writing down all my contractions and every time they hit. And so literally that day, like, we went to Plaza Bonita because I mean, I was a first-time mom, so I wasn't sure exactly what I was gonna need. So we went to Target, and I bought like those really big old pads, some calzones, some breastfeeding bras, and just a few other stuff. And actually walking there helped me as well. So I was contracting, and it was getting so painful that I literally would have to like wait, and I was just getting so anxious. Towards the end of the night, I actually started getting contractions like every 2 to 3 minutes. And so I do go to Scripps Mercy in Hillcrest. Honestly, I love the service there. Like, my nurse throughout the night was such a sweetheart. Like, I just felt like I could ask her anything. I could just, I just felt so comfortable. So as soon as I go, they take me in, and she checks like how dilated I am, and I was already 2 centimeters dilated. So she's like, okay, well, I'm gonna have you go walk around in the lobby for like another 2 hours to see if you keep dilating. That way we know whether to keep you or we'll send you back home. So literally it was my all of his family, like his sisters, his mom, and his nephews and niece, and then it was my mom, my aunt, my little cousin, and my little brother, I think. And they were on the waiting room, and like me and him were just walking. I look like a little abuelita, like I'm walking with my big old belly. The 2 hours passed. It was already like 10 p.m. and the nurse checks me again, and I was already 3 centimeters dilated. So I had dilated just 1 centimeter. So she's like, okay, we're gonna go ahead and keep you, because like if you keep dilating every 2 hours or every so often, then you're gonna be ready. So everybody goes home. We stay, and literally throughout the whole night I was just contracting really bad. And like, I mean, yeah, it was painful, but it was more like just so frustrating. Like, I don't know if this is gonna sound bad, but like literally feels like you want to die. Like, just like, oh, like I don't want any more kids. Like, oh, in my mindset I was just like, oh my gosh, this is the last one that I'm having, because I cannot do this. She just kept checking me, and I had dilated to 5 centimeters. And I literally stayed at 5 centimeters for like hours. Like, it was already 6 in the morning and I was still at 5 centimeters. So they had offered me the epidural, blah blah, and I didn't want it. One, because I was like, whatever, like I think I can do it without it. And two, like I normally already have really bad lower back pain. So, and I do hear stories that supposedly epidural sometimes messes up your back. So I was like, no, I don't want to risk it, you know? So I was like, no epidural, like I'll try and handle it. And if I can't, then we'll go from there. So it was already 6 in the morning, like 6:15, whatever. And the nurses actually switched shifts. So now I had a different nurse. So when that nurse came in, she checked me again, and I was still at 5 centimeters throughout the whole night. So she came in and she offered me the epidural. She's like, you're going to be here for a while and you're going to be in so much pain. Like, you haven't moved from 5 centimeters. And I was still like, no, like I'm fine, blah, blah. Like, I just had a gut feeling that I just didn't need it. She left, and like, honestly, I just felt so, I don't know, like, I don't know if I was just exaggerating, but I felt so uncomfortable having to call the nurse like right after she would leave, because I felt like I needed something. Like, I felt like it was happening, you know? So I call her in and I was like, I think she's coming. And she's like, no, I don't think so. Like, you're not ready. You're only at 5 centimeters. And I was like, no, I promise. Like, it's either that or I need a poop. And she's like, no, just try not to push. If you want to try and use the bathroom, go ahead. But try not to push, because it's bad for you. Like, you'll rip. But I was so frustrated because, like, I literally felt something different. Like, I knew this was Alina coming through. I was like, okay, well, then I'm going to poop. Like, and that's the one thing, like, I was ready for. I was telling my boyfriend, I was like, I just hope I don't poop. Like, I don't want to freaking shit right there. And the nurse is just there, you know? Like, if it happens to you, it's okay. It's natural. But still, it was just, I just wasn't down for that. Like, I was telling her, like, I was crying and I was like, well, what do I do? Like, I'm in so much pain. Like, I feel like I have to push already. I was like, I'm gonna poop. And she's like, no, you're not gonna poop. And I was like, yes, I am. Like, it's either I'm pooping or it's Alina's head. So she's like, okay, well, let me check you again just to make sure. So she comes in and she checks me, and I was already at 9 centimeters. Even her, she was like, oh shit. So she calls the doctor, whatever. And I guess my original doctor was running late, because like I said, it was around a little before 7 in the morning. And there was probably traffic. So the doctor was running late. So they literally called in a doctor that either had just clocked out or was about to clock out. And so the doctor comes in. He like brings in his table, brings in all his stuff. He's barely putting on one glove. And the nurse is literally like just looking at me. And she can see Alina's head already. So she was like, okay, well, you're already ready. Like, you need to push. So my boyfriend was like helping out with one leg. Keep in mind, I didn't want anyone in the delivery room with me except for my boyfriend. Not even my mom. I felt so bad because she really wanted to be there, but I didn't want her to, because I don't know, I'm just very like discreet about my body, and I just feel kind of uncomfortable. Like, I was even uncomfortable with the nurses checking me. But anyway, beside the point. So my mom goes at like 7 in the morning, and like right when I'm about to push. So she pulls up with like 2 big ass burritos, and she comes into the delivery room, and I'm like, okay, well, you're already here. I'm not going to kick you out, you know? So my mom is there. She's back here. She's recording. My boyfriend was holding one leg, and the nurse and the doctor, obviously. So the nurse was like, okay, whatever, we'll just push. So I just pushed, like literally 2 or 3 pushes, not even a minute. Alina came out. Like, the doctor still had only one glove, so he had to grab a towel and just pull Alina out right there. I hugged my little baby, and it was just like such a magical moment. Like, in the moment, I still didn't believe it. Like, I was just like, I just had no feelings, because I'm like, this is so surreal. Like, I still don't even feel like I'm here. Like, am I dreaming? And honestly, I didn't even feel any pain when I pushed her out, just because I feel like, 1, it was so fast, and 2, like, because it was so fast. I was just like not even paying attention. I just wanted her to be out already. So I didn't really feel anything. I would say contractions are hell though. Like I'd rather take period cramps than contractions. So I actually did rip a little bit. I had to get, I think it was 5 stitches, not sure. But yeah, and then my recovery was honestly pretty smooth. Like I did struggle while I was at the hospital, because I think because I'm just naturally so skinny, and once like the baby was out, my stomach just felt like it was empty, and I think just like my freaking guts and intestines just being all over the place, like it just felt weird. Like I would struggle to breathe. I felt like I had no freaking stomach, or like I don't know how to explain it. So I actually stayed an extra day at the hospital just to make sure everything was good. Alina passed all her tests. She was a normal baby, average baby, with her weight, her height, and everything. She was just so calm. Like my baby did not cry. She just cried obviously when she was hungry or sleepy, but she was just so calm. And so now she's still a calm baby. She's getting a little bratty. She starts throwing fits, but besides that, like she smiles at anyone, she laughs with anyone, she'll go with anyone. Shout out to all the moms out there. God bless you guys. You guys are so strong. I give you guys so much props because it is not easy. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, click the little bell button. That way you're notified every time I post a new video. And if you guys have any video requests or any more questions, whether that is on my labor and delivery story, as a mom, as a person, some hairstyles, makeup videos, anything, go ahead and leave it in the comments.